Hey guys, it's me, cyoubx. Here's how I turned a $15 Dian Guhong V4 into a $65 GAN 11M Pro. These two cubes are among the best 3x3s that were released in 2020, and the Guhong V4 in particular really surprised me. The Guhong V4 is only $15 at the Cubicle, even less if you use discount code cyoubx, and it shares actually a lot of features that are similar to the GAN 11M Pro, aside from all the nice adjustment things. Both cubes are really light. The 11M Pro I think is around 63 grams, and the Guhong V4 is about 65 or 66 grams, so it's a couple grams more, not really noticeable, super light. Performance-wise, they're also quite similar. They're both really fast, too fast for me in fact, but they have really good corner cutting, obviously no popping, and yeah, they're just really fast, good for high TPS cyoubx spammers. But I think the coolest thing about the GAN 11M Pro that the Guhong version 4 does not have, nor really any cube, is the corner core magnets. And I made a video about this a long time ago where I magnetized Yushin Little Magic to have corner core magnets. And what I found in that video is that those magnets keep the cube really stable without giving this really noticeable magnetic bump when you turn the cube. And in my last video where I was talking about the magnetic strength in the Guhong V4, one of the things that people have noticed is that the bumps from the magnets are just super noticeable, and for some people that's really jarring. But actually, one of the first things I noticed with the Guhong V4 when I got it out of the box was that these corner pieces have massive holes in the base of them. So yes, I put corner magnets into a $15 Dian Guhong version 4, and the turning feels almost identical to the GAN 11M Pro. The process was really easy. I basically took the same core design that I used for the Yushin Little Magic, where I just had 8 inserts that went onto the core, glued them in, put magnets on, and for the corner pieces, I just designed a little rod that would be glued into the base of the corner piece, and I mean, that's it. In the video, it looks like there's a lot of goop on the outside. What I originally tried to do was to cover the entire core with hot glue to make everything a little bit more secure. It ended up looking really ugly and a little bit too bulky, so I have removed it since then. For the corner magnets, I ran out of super glue, so what I ended up doing was decreasing the tolerance for the magnet slots, and I would put the magnet in before curing the plastic, and as the plastic cured and shrunk, it would actually create a really tight fit around the magnet, so no glue required for that. And then to actually insert the rod into the corner base, all I had to do was make a pool of hot glue, stick it in there, perfectly stable. And that's it. That's the entire mod. But it changes the feel of the Guhong substantially. It really does feel a lot like the GAN 11M Pro. Not in terms of the sound, because I think the plastic they use is pretty different, but in terms of the feel of the magnets, it's almost identical. The Guhong V4 is now even more stable than it was before. Layers don't misalign anymore, and turning the cube feels a lot less bumpy. It's just a lot more smoothened out because of those core magnets. Corner cutting on the Guhong is still really good, and because it has a regular screw, it actually corner cuts better than the 11M Pro. But even for small angles, it's completely effortless. Reverse corner cutting is just as good as the 11M Pro. It's really similar. But of course, with all the extra stuff added into this cube, the magnets, the plastic, the glue, it is heavier now. This is now a whopping 71 grams, which for me is actually the perfect weight for a 3x3, but for some people that might be too heavy. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I changed a Guhong version 4, added in some corner magnets, and made it basically the same as the GAN 11M Pro. And not to take anything away from the 11M Pro, this is still a fantastic cube, and if you like GAN cubes, then this is the one to buy. But between the two, I'm actually a little bit partial to the Dian Guhong. I like the glossy plastic, I get a better grip on it. And also this has a regular screw, which means that you actually get a larger range of tensions available to you. For example, right now, this cube is looser than the 11M Pro can ever be, because this can only have 4 different centerpiece travel distances. So if you're someone who can't afford or just doesn't want a GAN 11M Pro, that's okay. You can still have some corner magnet fun if you get the Guhong version 4. I mean, really, you could do this with any 3x3. It's just that with the Guhong, there's already a lot that's very similar to the 11M Pro, and I think the way that the corner piece is designed, it just makes it really easy to drop in extra magnets. Of course, for this project I used a 3D printer. I'll have the files on Thingiverse if you also have access to a printer, but if you don't have a printer, you can still do this on this cube or really any 3x3 if you just get some magnets and get some clay or putty or even just hot glue. You should be able to make this yourself. Alright, I think that's it for this video. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and yeah, I guess subscribe if you want. Yeah, toodles.
All the pieces feel the same, don't they?